I had been this crazy fan of Bette Midler and, been dragged off from backstage after I ran back to meet her screaming like a crazy fan, and showed up at her apartment in New York and tried to get, some lady answered the door. I was like, I have a delivery for Bette Midler. And she said, no, you're lying. And I said, yeah, you're right. So I wanted to meet her. So
package for Bathhouse Betty.
Yeah, exactly. So to get a call, saying, do you want to be in a movie called Hocus Pocus playing Bette Midler's sister was just unbelievable.
She is an actress, director, and a prolific activist whose body of work includes, but absolutely not limited to, Rat Race, woo! The Sister Act films, Soapdish, yeah, Veronica's Closet, Veep, Bride of Chucky, yeah. King of the Hill, and is returning to the role of Peggy Hill in the upcoming continuation, not a reboot, a continuation, a real-time continuation. They're picking it up 9 years later. We'll talk a little bit about what we're allowed to talk about that too. And of course, she was in a couple of delightful films as Mary Sanderson in The Adventures of Her Sisters and Hocus Pocus 1 and 2. Please welcome Kathy Najimy! Oh, no, thank you.
You did your homework.
What's that? No, that's how I got the job.
Hello, witches! Hey, guys.
Look hi.
How attractive you all are.
Oh, yeah, lovely. As are you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
But he gets paid to say that.
I get paid? What?
What?
I
know.
You don't know how this works. So, well, thank you so much for joining us here this weekend. Hope you're having fun so far. First thing I always my opening volley with this, whenever I get a solo guest like yourself, is I just like to ask, what's the origin story? What drew you to becoming this wonderful performer that you are?
I'm glad you put wonderful before performer. Thank you for that. I grew up in Southeast San Diego, a family of 6. My dad worked all day long during the day at one job and all night long at the post office. And so I really didn't have a lot of limitations because I didn't have a lot of expectations because, we were a big family, not a lot of dough, just trying to get through school. So to me, following a dream I had wasn't scary because if it didn't work out, oh well, I was just back where I really was. So I had a lot of sort of ambition and dreams, but it wasn't like my self-worth was tied up in it. Like it wasn't like, oh, if I don't get on a TV show or in a film, I'm not going to like myself. It was just like, oh, I'm going to try to do this. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I was scrappy. Like I didn't have anything to lose. I would just write plays for my neighborhood friends and we'd do them. We'd charge a nickel for people to come see them. And I did singing telegrams for a living with Livewire singing telegrams. And I heard it was your special day, so I stopped by, stuff like that. And and then I met a woman named Mo Gaffney in San Diego who was really, really wildly funny. She was also a feminist. I'm a feminist. And we started doing skits, again, just sort of in the neighborhood, then at very, very small theaters. And then we ended up moving to New York and doing off-Broadway for over a year. So that's where I got known to people other than my neighbors and got an agent and started doing all the films that you guys are so supportive of.
Absolutely. And again, a tremendous body of work. I just want to go over some of the things that delight me personally. And the first thing I noticed you in was Soapdish. And a movie I absolutely adore, which is not in the milieu people think, oh, you're so horror and everything else. That's because it's a great movie.
Have any of you seen Soapdish? It's a long time ago. You're much too young for that. Right. Yeah. That was fun. The great thing about Soapdish was, again, like it wasn't a great, very big role, but as I was, they were saying, okay, that's a wrap for Kathy. The director would go, well, why don't you just stay a couple more days? I was like, well, I don't have any more lines. Well, just stay and we'll put you'll bump into things or you'll laugh or you'll eat something or steal something. So that was a lot of fun. And so many really famous people. I was so in awe. I couldn't believe it.
I will still occasionally steal Robert's lines like, you're fired.
You're fired.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding.
You're fired. I'm just kidding. Sorry, too. But that was, again, things seemed like that might have been a leveling up moment for you. It's like this sort of put you on in there, and then people got to work with you. It's, oh yeah, Kathy, this is wonderful. Some of it too. King of the Hill.
Sometimes they said she's wonderful. Other times
okay. Like I said,
she's a lot of trouble.
We mentioned King of the Hill. How did King of the Hill come about the first time?
King of the Hill. Oh my gosh, what a great job, you guys! Such good writing, such a great cast. And do you know that it's back? Right, it's back.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that the second part. I want to hear about the first time
so
it
the
blipped.
first time I went in, and it was a little bungalow in Los Angeles, and I was very, very, very pregnant with my daughter, who is now 27. Is she 27, honey? Yeah, 27. And I went in, and as I was going in, I saw these other people coming out, and they were like fancy people that I recognized. And again, I was like, well, this is not going to happen. But for some reason, again, knock wood, they called me and said, you got the part of Peggy Hill. And it's literally one of the best jobs, if not the best job I've ever had.
Well, again, it came out of left field because everybody's like, oh, it's the Beavis and Butthead guy. And it was like, this, and when the images and everything on else, it's like, oh, okay, they're making fun of rednecks and all that stuff really too. But once you start watching it, you realize there's a lot of complexity. These are not cartoon characters; these are characters.
Yeah.
And the writing on that show was just on a level that was just absolutely superb. And the legacy speaks for itself. That it really is the ongoing fandom for it. And there had always been vague rumblings we'd heard about, well, they'll bring it back this way too. So are you at this point, when did you actually get the reach out saying, we're thinking about bringing it back, are you on board?
Yeah, no, it was not long ago. It was, months ago. And they called and said, we're back, which made me, again, so happy. I don't say grateful enough, but so grateful. But and like I said, the characters have aged, which is so interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting. But Mike Judge is a quiet, shy genius. And again, you guys, I'm a complainer. Each script is just unbelievably well written and well thought out. And I'm I'm a lucky person.
Oh, we're lucky that
yeah.
Yes. We were lucky to enjoy it. And of course, I think we should probably talk about the Witch movie.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I think you guys, a lot of fans of that, right? Okay, all right. Now, how again, for the first movie, how did that become a blip on your radar? When did you first hear about, Disney, we're doing this thing? And
that was by that time I had done some work, and so that was an offer. But it was incredible for me, because of I had been this crazy fan of Bette Midler, and, been dragged off from backstage after I ran back to meet her screaming like a crazy fan, and showed up at her apartment in New York and tried to get, some lady answered the door. I was like, I have a delivery for Bette Midler. And she said, no, you're lying. And I said, yeah, you're right. I wanted to meet her.
Package for Bathhouse Betty.
Yeah, exactly. So to get a call, saying, do you want to be in a movie called Hocus Pocus playing Bette Midler's sister was just unbelievable.
So it was a straight offer, no audition or anything like that. Oh, great.
For that one, yeah.
Oh, that's absolutely wonderful. The movie came out, and despite the huge fandom and the audience that it developed, it kind of came and went in its first run. The
first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it came out at the movie theaters, and people went, and not a lot of people went. It was sort of the transition between when movies were coming to TV and you can just stay home and enjoy them there.
And it came out at a weird time, too. It was like late summer. It was a Halloween movie, but it wasn't really quite in Halloween season.
Right.
And a lot of people forget this, too. It was definitely overshadowed by Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, was that it?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
because Nightmare Before Christmas was in the pipeline as well, too.
Where's your phone? I'm going to call Bette and tell her that's the reason.
Okay, yeah. And as I understand it, too, I think Disney was a little soft on it.
They were?
Yeah, I think that's what I've heard from the other scuttlebutt stuff. But the whole thing is that...
Look at us now!
Yeah, well... when it got dropped on VHS, that's when it found the audience. And like that and Princess Bride, and there are several films from the late 80s, early 90s that were in that same position where it was not a failure. It was in the black, but it found its audience later. So when did you begin to realize that it came and went, and then when did you realize it never fully went away? When did you realize that it found its audience?
Well, I mean, the great thing about theater and film is that, and TV even, is that you do it, and then sometimes, like I said, it's months or years before it even comes out. So you're on to the next thing and the next thing. So it wasn't like we were worried about it, or our lives were like we wanted to kill ourselves or anything. It was just that, that one hit and that one didn't, and now I'm on to the next. But it's when it came. Is it when it came to TV that it?
Believe it, I think VHS was what really kind of solidified it, because they would buy it, and it was like something that kids of that age would just watch every other day.
Right,
so.
Yeah. It's so funny because you can think that you can figure out the formula, and you can't. You just do it, and you go on to the next, and you see what happens. And we really, all three of us never really could ever imagine that it would have the long life and the impact that it had. It's a joy. It's fantastic. Yeah. It's just also a puzzle.
Yeah, and that's why I always ask the question like that, as opposed to, did you always know it was going to be a success when you made it? And you're like your castmates, the way I have here on the show, always first will say, like, it wasn't a success when we made it. It was afterwards when it landed. Everyone's too. But its legacy lived on. So. And I know for over a decade there have been the rumblings of getting the band back together, doing a sequel. So when did that blip on your radar? When did you finally get the official contact of for the second one? Okay, we're really doing it this time.
Well, I mean, it was different this time because instead of them saying, you're doing it, we had a say in it. We got to say, like, these months aren't good, but this month is good, and like that. And so that was lovely. And wait, Danny, how long ago did they call about Hocus Pocus? It was about 8 months before we started filming. And
that was a quick turnaround.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It really was great to get back together and to work with those kids. Those kids are genius. We didn't get them as much as we wanted in the first one, so that was really great.
No, that was fine. So, out of all the work you've done, what's been the most craziest day you've ever had on any set?
Wow, this is like a Phil Donahue interview.
Is the caller there?
Yeah, the craziest day I've ever had on any set. I wonder what it was. Do you know, Danny? No, I don't either. I mean, I've never had like a crazy, crazy day. Sometimes things catch on fire on set. That's fun.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. And it's interesting because it's not a singular thing, unless I'm doing a one-woman show, which I've done in the past, where you're in control of everything and you can set the temperature and, it's like, you're with other people. So it just depends. Hello, how are you? We were waiting for you. We haven't said anything important yet. Sit down.
Now that we're all here. There
we go. I can't think of anything really crazy. It's almost like a family where you like everybody, but then you hate them some days and you fight really bad. And some days when you're home, the washing machine and the TV work perfect, and other days it doesn't. Yeah. It's really just like another day.
Yeah.
But you get paid.
That's very true, too. Yeah. So before I go on and take some of the questions, I do want to say this about myself and the audience and everything else. I just wanted to thank you. I want to thank you for your body of work, but also for the incredible body of your work you've done with so many really wonderful causes, okay? Especially awareness of women's issues, women's of LGBT issues. You've done a lot of work just outside these films and everything else. Yeah. And thank you for all your activism.
That means a lot to me because that's the number. That's like me. That's who I am.
Absolutely. And thank you for that. Thank you for your talents. Thank you for your professionalism. And thank you for all the wonderful performances and all the work you've done.
You're welcome. Good night, folks. That was fun.
No. Let me go out of this. All right. Take out my ammunition. Whoever asks the first question will get 2 pieces of candy. That's always as I bribe you. I want to try it first. Let me put this down here. All right, who wants to start us off?
This beautiful human.
Let me get my
right
clock going on here. All right, go ahead. All right, we'll go to Hell Lady or Hell Boy or his demon or something to that effect. Okay, what's your name?
Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Okay. Well, you look amazing.
Thank you so much.
and I'm such a fan. I just had to do that. But what was your favorite moment filming Hocus Pocus?
Oh, no question. I can answer that so quickly. The flying. The flying in the first one, the flying in the second one. It's my other than the fact that Bette Midler was my idol my whole life, and the first one I show up and I'm playing her sister, which was surreal. That's a whole nother time we have to talk about me stalking Bette Midler everywhere and then ending up in a movie with her. But the flying was so much fun, especially in the first one because it wasn't as advanced as it was in the second one. So they would hook us up in the first one and pull us up, and then sometimes they'd call lunch. And Sarah and I would say, just leave us, because we liked being up there. They'd throw a sandwich up. And so we hung out up there a lot, literally hung out. And so I, without a doubt, other than the whole time, I can't believe I'm playing Bette Midler's sister. I can't believe I'm playing Bette Midler's sister. The flying was the most fun. And in the second one, and the kids are so great. In both the first one and the second one, we were so lucky to be working with people who were young, but really, really talented, and really, we were all just part of the group together. That's really actually not true, because we got paid more than them, which isn't fair, but you're mostly just all in it together, so that was great.
Great question to start us off with. There's your two. All right, and of course, they're both red, of course, right? Okay, so hello. Hi. Ooh, so you got one. Great. Go ahead. All right, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Samantha.
Hi, Samantha.
And the one question I have is, a lot of people watch Hocus Pocus to prepare for the Halloween season. It's their favorite go-to movie to prepare for the season. What is your favorite Halloween-esque movie that you love during the time?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's Charlie Brown.
It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown? Yeah.
The Great Pumpkin, yeah.
Yeah.
Why? But see, the thing is that I'm not as schooled as you guys, because I don't like scary movies because they're scary. So I haven't seen any of the Friday 14th and the guy who kills the guy and the skeleton guy who stabs the thing. I haven't seen. Danny, have I seen what scary movies have I seen? The Wizard of Oz, yeah. The Wizard of Oz.
Well, no, the Wicked Witch from The Wizard of Oz, I think, is the scariest cinematic character of all time.
Ever.
She is the quintessential screen villain.
So scary. When I was growing up, I think I was maybe 10, and I would go to sleep and have a nightmare almost every night after I watched that movie, that the Wicked Witch would come through our back door, through the kitchen, through the living room, and through my bedroom that I shared with my sister. I had that dream so many times. And I don't know why I thought she'd pick my house. It's a very busy Wicked Witch. But I was terrorized by the Wicked Witch. And then I became one.
All right. Hey, what's your name?
Tina.
What you got, Tina?
How old were you when you first started acting?
Hi, Tina. I think most actors and actresses have always are somebody else in their head from the first time they see TV or a movie or something. So I think in my head, I was Meryl Streep, at 8 years old. I always thought I was making plays and writing plays and, coercing all of the kids on the block to be in them and my family. So, but I think, and I consider myself an activist actress. I think I was an activist before I was an actress. And then when I finally got into fourth grade into one line in a play, I really liked it.
Good question. Thank you. All right. I'll take the young lady over here. Hi, what's your name?
Alice.
Alice. And what would you like to know, Alice?
What was your reaction to Sarah's amok?
What was she says, hi, Sarah. How old are you?
8.
Oh, wow. You're just 3 years younger than me. I forgot what the question was. Amok, amok, amok?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Kenny Ortega, who was the director of the first one, and the brilliant Ann Fletcher was the director of the second one, were so generous to let us come up with stuff. I think Amok, amok, amok was in the script, but I know that, Sarah decided to do it like that, which was really sort of interesting and genius and unexpected.
Thank you, Alice. You get one, and one for him, too. All right. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Awesome. And, all right.
Kenny, the director was so great because I was the one who came up to him and said, I think I want to talk like this. And he was like, okay, fine.
Hey, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Sid. If there was one word of advice that you could give to the next generation, what would it be?
If there was one bit of advice to give to the next generation, well, this is a tough time to ask me this. I would say sometimes you think I'm working or I'm in school or I'm busy and other people are out there voting, but I would just say vote. Vote your heart and soul, vote your conscience, vote your future, vote your family's future. Vote.
Thank you. Thank you. You get one for that.
Yay.
Who's the other one? All right.
Licorice.
Over
I
here.
like licorice.
Hi, what's your name?
My name's Carol.
Hi, Carol.
Hi. Out of all the, how do I phrase it? Your work of art, what is your favorite and a favorite moment from that work of art?
It's a good question. Wow, that's a good question. I mean, I think, again, to bring it up again, I think it was the Kathy and Mo show because we wrote it, and it was unusual, and it was risky, and that people, it wasn't always met with open doors, but we knocked on a lot of doors and, did small cabarets and small off-Broadway and then off-Broadway and then the HBO special. So it was quite a, 10, 15-year run. But I would say the Kathy and Mo show just because it came from our gut.
Thank you. Great question. Who's another one? Oh, right. Yes. For you are tardy.
Wait, I have a question for everybody really quick, but
Sure.
hold right there.
Absolutely.
What did you like better, Hocus Pocus 1 or Hocus Pocus 2? Wow. The original. Got a bunch
Okay,
of
raise your hands for one. Okay.
Raise
all
your
right,
hands.
now raise your hands for two. Now, I'm not saying this is bad. It's just like, okay, all right, okay.
Now raise your hands for 3. No, there's not.
Well, anything is possible. Again, she may not be able to say anything. There's stories online that there's talks and blah, blah, blah. We will not hold her to that, but.
For what, 3?
3, yeah.
Oh, I'm so tired.
All right, what's your name?
Mia,
Mia. What do you have for us, Mia?
was it scripted to be the barking and growling witch, or did you just choose to do it?
No, she asked if it was in the script that I was a barking and growling witch. It wasn't. It was something I came up with. And I'm still shocked to this day that they said, okay, try that. No, I just started growling and barking, and they kept it. I don't know where it came from.
And here, have 2 for being a good sport. We're all my best
Yeah.
earlier.
It's also, I really love dogs, so maybe it's that.
Me too. So, all right. Hello. Yeah. What's your name?
Josephine.
Hi, Josephine.
Hi. I'm going to go back to Sister Act. I love Hocus Pocus 1 and 2, but I'm going to go back to Sister Act. How fun was that movie made? Because that's my 1 and 2 of Sister Act looks fun to me.
Yeah.
And it looked like you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was so much fun. It was so much fun, Sister Act. Both of them were really fun. The first one was great because it was Maggie Smith, and I couldn't believe I was doing a movie with Maggie. And I had known, like I said, Whoopi since we were, 17 or something. So that was great and felt comfortable and normal. But again, working with those kids in 2 was unbelievable. Weren't they so talented? And that was, I mean, a lot of them had never worked before. Some of them were just singers in the school choir or church choir, and they were so, did you see the reunion on The View with all the kids? Did anybody here see that? Yeah, it was great. They're all grown up, and it's unbelievable, yeah. No, I loved it, and I like I said, sometimes like the universe has these plans for you that you don't have, and one of them was that Whoopi and I would do 1,000 billion things together.
We got time for one more if someone's got a good one to want to close us out with. All right, we haven't heard from you. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Brazil. Well, first, thank you for doing this panel. So I want to know.
You're welcome.
So, a lot of people travel to Salem to visit the locations where Hocus Pocus was filmed. Do you ever make it like a Halloween tradition to visit Salem?
What was the question? Do I ever what?
Have you ever gone to the reunions that they've had at Salem? I know for the past several years.
Oh, no. I've heard about them, though. A lot of people come up and tell me about them. And Danny, didn't we go to Salem once for something else? No, we never. Okay. This is P.S. Welcome to age, people. Have somebody that you can ask, like, what's my name and what's my address? We went there when we did some filming. For the second one, we did a little filming in Salem, so that was really great, although you had to sort of wear a hood over your head in that town. No, I haven't been back, in the last couple of years. Have you? Did you go?
Yes, I have.
Was it so fun?
Yes, it is. It gets really crowded in October.
Oh, I would guess it was crowded in October. Well, thanks for making the trip.
Oh, thank you very much. Me too. So, anything on the horizon, besides King of the Hill, anything else on the horizon, project-wise, that you're allowed to share with us?
Okay, there's King of the Hill, and I'm still working on a in-progress one-person show, and a lot of bubble tea and a lot of naps.
That sounds absolutely wonderful. Final question before we go. You want to take a picture with the whole audience?
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
This is Debbie Derryberry, and you're watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to like and subscribe. And remember, geniuses know you need to have fun and follow your fandom. Got a blast!